This is so intense.
Oh yeah, that riff. Bring it down gently.
Riff to the extreme. That was nice.
There's a nice environment we're in there.
Oh,
There's little birds.
quite lovely. Oh, chip chip.
Spring. So what's up, guys? This is Simply Bacon.
Hey.
Alright, how's it go? This is Simply Bacon.
Simply bacon.
There it is.
Give to man his bacon.
2:30.
Oh, birds.
2:30.
I have birds.
We have a very mellow show.
I have birds in captivity.
Yeah, birds in captivity.
Mhm.
Oh, nice. Nice.
Oh.
In my house. They're called.
Nice. What are they called?
They're called my pets.
They're pets.
Good job.
Alright.
Hey.
I'm Ozzy.
How many episodes have you been like?
Yeah, I've been holding. I wanted to have my own segue for.
I can imagine you having like a
Wow.
vision board. You're like, why am I getting second place?
I didn't.
I will get the
I didn't
segue, I will
catch
get-
on at first when you said I have birds.
I have birds.
I was like,
Guys, I have
because-
birds.
But yeah, no, I get it now.
Hell yeah.
I'm
Your pets.
Ozzy.
Oh yeah, and I'm Leon.
And I'm Jesus.
This is Simply Bacon.
And we all have pets,
And we all have pets.
which is what we're going to talk about today if you didn't notice.
All of us.
Animals,
I know you noticed.
a-
I know you noticed.
Domesticated beings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like they're their own creatures, but we own them for some reason. You hear me?
Some of them don't mind that we own them.
Oh no, I don't think they mind at all. I think it's they get they get a little living room, a little living space, and
They're fed.
shelter, food, water, all handed to them. They just have to be cute,
Yeah, so it's a mutual relationship.
symbiotic.
Symbiosis.
Not only that, it's something that grew with them. They could some of our pets could survive in the wild, but some couldn't.
Oh yeah,
It's in their genes.
Like dogs, most probably can't.
I love some. Of them,
Some
obviously, like
A lot
But
of-
comparing to other animals, like for example, cats can live.
yeah, most cats. There's like the whole thing of if you die,
But not on their
like,
own,
your
like
cat
in,
would eat your face.
not on their own, but in the wild, because cats and dogs are still domesticated because they go towards food. But if you
Oh,
leave
yeah.
them like in a forest,
It
Yeah.
depends on the specific breed. Like
Yeah.
a pug
A pug would like
would not survive out there.
it can barely survive on its own.
Yeah,
with
they don't
humans.
get
with
a-
society.
Yeah,
It's a monster.
Yeah.
It's such a modern dog.
Yeah.
It needs constant hygienic
Yeah,
care.
you need to get in between the wrinkles or not. Just gets infections
well,
and dies.
What?
But-
How the hell could he do that? Like
So a
in the
pug,
woods?
a pug can't survive, but definitely, I'd say a German Shepherd can go feral.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's the term I was
But it-
looking for. Feral. Cats
Oh.
are definitely.
Okay,
able-
but it's
able
also
of
there's some
becoming
breeds.
like
You know
that one.
those cats that don't have like they're
Oh, the munchkins.
Yeah, those can't survive in the wild.
No, I'm not saying all cats. Yeah, it depends
Yeah.
on the breed.
No, yeah, but in species in general, you know,
Oh, like
there's a
in
different-
general, I guess. Yeah, I think if you just threw like any general cat into the wild and any general dog, like you're more likely to get a dog that would just die by itself.
Yeah, and not that the cat would go a long way either.
But you know, I don't know. Also, like a lot of animals are pretty, like just animals in general are pretty good at like just
Yes,
huffing.
but it also depends because there's an umbrella of domesticated species,
Uh-huh.
and like for example, birds would survive for sure.
I don't know, man. My birds, some of them I
Well, not for sure, but
see. Like for example, right, one of my parrots, we put him in a room with the other parrot, and he started freaking out, like he started stressing, so he started plucking all his feathers.
yeah.
That's not a bird that could survive the harsh environment of the world. Like he needs like a cushy, like soundproof, like with a lot
that
of
depends
love.
on whether they would adapt or not.
That guy would have
I
died.
think it depends on how
turtle
spoiled they are.
Yeah, maybe.
I guess so.
Doing her own thing.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
What? Was that close? Cleo.
Random noises.
Who's saying hello?
Who's there?
Is somebody talking on the phone?
The alien.
Voices in our heads,
The
man.
lights start flickering. And then your cat starts going. Yeah, by the way,
Oh, and cats.
our lovely member Leon has 3 cats.
Yeah.
And
3 carrots, a bearded dragon, and a hamster.
Our mascot Cleo.
The umbrella of
Oh,
domestication, except
Yeah.
for birds.
No, Cleo
and
can live
dogs.
out in the wild. She doesn't need me.
You don't have a dog though.
If I,
If you had a dog, it'd be perfect. Yeah.
oh, if I had a dog
And a bird.
and a fish
Yeah.
and a
Oh, and a
bird,
fish, yeah.
then I would have all the. Oh, and a bug.
Trifecta.
Yeah.
You can't. This is like getting a bug outside because you.
Right?
You
No,
can't just
but
domesticate a
you
bug.
could buy
With a
a
leaf.
tarantula. You could buy one.
Oh, I guess.
You
Yeah.
put the bug
Touche.
with a stick and a leaf to simulate his habitat.
Right,
bug's
like
life.
a stick and a leaf and some dirt. He thinks he's home.
I know this. I know.
Right? This is
Do
familiar.
you think like ants think of anything? Just like ants. When I say ants, I just mean like generally like bugs or like dogs, cats. Like, do you
Also,
think your
yeah.
animals have?
We're gonna bleed into
Thoughts?
philosophy really quickly.
Yeah, I want to talk about the theory of pets. Theory of what a pet is.
I think that I'm very fond of the theory of the theory of levels of consciousness.
Yeah.
That depending on how evolved the species is, they have a certain level of consciousness.
Yeah. So like a
ants have a
chimp.
certain level of consciousness.
A
for
chimp
example.
would be more closely to us, like given.
Yeah,
and
like
in the way
chimps
they
think
Yeah.
in their own way.
Yeah.
Whether
so,
it's
and so
like
do dogs, but like in their own way.
it might not be like Astra thought,
Yeah.
but they can definitely prefer different fruits.
Yeah.
You know.
I get you.
When getting into like insects and stuff, I think like
It becomes
those
very
colonials, I think they can
They strategize.
interact and organize and in unison.
Yeah, like hive minds.
Yeah, but individually, they're pretty useless.
Yeah.
Yes, but it doesn't mean that they don't think.
Well, actually,
They still-
bumblebees are the
They
the
still
best.
that doesn't mean that they don't think
argument,
that like their body and their whole system still tells them eat, scavenge.
It's
you
just
know.
very primal thoughts. Very
Right.
Yeah, it's
not
still-
articulate.
It's still primal process, but you need a motherboard for that process, and every living thing has it. You know,
to an
Yeah.
extent.
to an extent.
Yeah, even,
Like,
you
if a
know,
plant is dead-
including us,
Exactly. That's what I
including
mean.
your everyday pet.
But we're the best. That's why we keep them.
Apex.
Predators.
Fuck you, whale.
Fuck you.
Fucking kill.
Fuck you, whale. Fuck you, dolphin.
Ah! Oh, those Japanese need to relax.
Yo, relax.
Not a sponsor.
Not a sponsor of
Japanese-
whaling.
The whole country.
Oh, wait, have you seen that video?
Japan
of
sues
the
us.
history of Japan?
Damn! We said not a
You have
sponsor.
been served. What? We're being sued by Japan.
By a whole country.
It has a tiny flag in the
Whoa.
letter.
Right.
We're suing you.
Fuck you, Simply Recon.
That insult them more when I watch it.
And it sends you a tiny sword for you to
Right.
yeah, to kill yourself. you have brought great dishonor
To our country.
I'm not from Japan.
Sampuku or something?
Sampuku.
Sanfuku.
Sampuku?
I think it's Sanfuku.
If I got it right.
What's
That
it,
sounds.
Or was it Hemku or something like that?
It's,
Nah,
nah,
you
because
gotta have
Sampuku
it.
doesn't sound very Japanese. I'm not fluent in it.
Are you Jim?
You know what sounds like
You
Japanese? Shih Tzu, which was the dog I had. I
Oh,
hate that.
rest in peace.
Rest in peace, Peter.
What's
Peter.
very beautiful about
The void took him in.
about dogs is that the history of dogs and the breeds grew with the human history.
Yeah, and then they're also bred to look a lot like the
breeders,
The
yeah.
breeders, yeah. That's why the people are like, oh,
In
you look a
Japan,
lot like your dog.
a lot of
They're
dogs are
really-
short,
Yeah, they have like the short snout.
and they have like their eyes are
They're more slanted.
except for the only one that doesn't really look like that is a chow. the chow chow.
Yeah.
But it's so much fur that it still kind of looks like like the eyes are a little closed.
Yeah, I remember seeing something about how like monks used to have pugs. Like pugs were bred to be like inside of the one of those, you know, like the I don't know if it's like stereotypical.
Oh, the
but
big
like,
sleeves.
Yeah, like those big sleeves that the monks used to have.
Yeah.
In, like the royal palaces of the you know what is it? The high court called?
The Himalayas?
Like, no, like
Empire?
like in the emperor.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The emperor.
Yeah, because monks are
in Japan.
Monks
yeah,
are
like in Japan.
Monks are in temples.
Yeah, but like
and
the people that were in the high society.
The
they,
elites of
the elite.
ancient
Yeah,
emperor.
Like the
doesn't matter. The
dynasty.
People, yeah.
There you
okay.
go.
In the
Japanese.
got it.
The Ping Dynasty. No, I'm just kidding.
They had like huge robes and they used to put like pugs in there. Like that's what they do.
Right.
That was what they were bred for.
I can imagine like they're walking in corridors that pass each other.
You're like, what's up?
I just see one of the sleeves like
Stop! Who came up with this? This is so stupid.
Right.
Why is this a social norm?
Like,
this is not gonna last very long.
The first like couple dogs to like for like the humans to get them used to being in like small spaces. Like we have chihuahuas in like purses now. And stuff.
Yeah.
That's like the ancestors of those chihuahuas
And
they
get used to it at some
chihuahuas
point.
are
So
always,
the
like,
pugs back
getting
then
used
probably
to
got
it.
used to it.
Yeah.
But there's a point that it must have looked really funny because they weren't used to it before.
Yeah.
So it's just like
I had to start somewhere. They weren't used to it forever, like since the beginning.
Have you seen the people who are trying to domesticate foxes?
Oh
Have
yeah.
you seen that operation? Like the documentary behind that? It's really cool that they got like a bunch of foxes, like hundreds or whatever, and they separated them all between the ones that are super aggressive and the ones that are really more docile. And like the first generation, they were like, you know, docile but still aggressive. Like they're wild.
Yeah.
But little by little, you see like over generations, and like I forgot how many generations. I want to say 56, like ballpark, where maybe even less. That they started like changing physically, like their ears started becoming floppier, their tails started wagging, like they became more dog-like. You know?
Yeah.
And it was really cool seeing like and now there's domesticated foxes.
But are foxes part of the like how there are ligers?
Oh no, like are they mixed?
Dogs and foxes wouldn't be able to reproduce.
Oh no, I don't think so.
Yeah.
It's I mean it's hard for.
I wouldn't.
No, yeah.
It would look like a very interesting animal.
Someone could try.
Like that's the thing. If they can reproduce,
We're not sponsoring that.
or maybe they can reproduce, but
yeah,
it's
we're
like
not,
a liger. Like you can't have two ligers.
We're not.
Oh yeah, there's
Yeah.
actually yeah.
We're not.
If it's like that, or
zoologists.
if it's simply just
There's a name for that.
I know in biology we learned that.
Yeah.
School.
Hybrid.
No, like the hybrid is the animal, but like there's the ability to breed after or before, like sometimes you get the liger, that you get like the lion and the tiger to mate, but the liger itself it becomes infertile. Like,
Right, like a mule.
Yeah, exactly. Mules cannot mate with each other.
Yeah.
They just
There's
don't
a
have.
word for that. But I don't know where it is.
Man, it's zoo something. I know because of animal and then. Comment if you know the answer. Comment down there and let us know.
Another thing that we can talk about is how cats and dogs are very different when it comes to them being domesticated. The interesting thing about cats is that they've been domesticated for way less of a time compared to dogs. Dogs have been domesticated for forever compared to cats.
Pretty much from the beginning.
Yeah, so they're still a little bit wild compared to dogs.
Yeah.
And people always wonder like, but there's, for example, there are some cats that you can train them because they're still domesticated to a certain extent, but the dogs rely more on your attention. Like, it's inbred rather than the cats.
Yeah.
The cats will be okay if you don't give them
Like
attention.
your puppy.
Yeah.
Like my puppy, yeah.
Yeah.
My dog, you get into the house, no matter who you are, and it will start smelling you like crazy. Like, oh my god, it's a new person. Oh my fucking god, I can't even deal with it.
Everything it does is super cute. Like it's just, it's adorable.
Yeah.
You just feel this like.
She walks, just by walking, you're like, oh my god.
And it's because we've co-evolved with them since the beginning. You get me? That the wolves that gave us the most attention and it gave us that psychological like need, like that it filled a psychological void. And there's something that I was thinking about, which is that dogs and like pretty much pets are the only symbiotic animals that do something that's not like a 1-to-1 ratio kind of thing. Like we give them shelter, we give them food, we give them everything to survive, and all they have to do is give us like this psychological, this abstract thing. You know what I mean? Like love, like or attention. Yeah. That's something that I don't think any other symbiotic, because like for example the hippo that needs a bird to clean it. You know, the bird is getting food from the hippo, and then the hippo's getting clean. Yeah. But this time it's like, I mean, pets are just an abstract thing that they're giving you for physical things. You know what I mean?
Right, but that was only one thing they were contributing to.
Later on, they became more practical. Like
herding, protecting livestock from wild predators,
hunting, like
hunting.
Yeah.
And right, and then the whole affection came into play as time went on.
Just as the same as the needs for humans for basic survival went down, it was the same for dogs.
Yeah, pretty
like
much.
They became lap dogs.
Especially for example, the German Shepherds, they were they're not a lot, but they were a bit taller back then.
Yeah.
Because they were they bred them on purpose. Like the strongest woman, the strongest female with the strongest male.
Yeah.
They did that on purpose because they had a need for hunting.
Yeah, they needed like a.
And
really
then it became a sport, and they were like it was more luxurious and whatever, but it would happen less, and it would be more about like the healthier coat, you know, and the different interesting color combinations.
Yeah.
And in the end, what started happening is that. Now that we don't need any of those things and we still compete, but it's not about the strongest anymore. It has a lot more. There's a bigger. It's a lot broader.
Yeah.
The characteristics of why you would be an animal now, like it's like eye color.
Yeah.
The like going through the whole like pretty much taking advantage of it as much as possible.
Yeah, because our society is getting more like connected. So now we want.
Exactly. So performance is not that much of a thing anymore. Yeah. So they're a lot prettier, but they're also a lot smaller and they're not as powerful as the dogs that we had before. Yeah. Because we don't have them as tools anymore. Now now they're companions.
Like there's two ways to really not just a lot more ways, but like the two main ways to be like on the top, like evolutionarily, is either be like an apex predator, right, like us, or be like the bitch of the apex predator. In the sense of like. You know, if you're useful to the apex predator is gonna breed the hell out of you, and
that's there's a word for it too.
What?
There's a word for that because you know in biology, when the perfect example, the perfect example is, you know how sharks have sometimes like fishes.
Yeah.
Stuck to them.
I know.
But they're actually like cleaning them.
Yeah.
And it's like okay, I won't eat you because you're helping me. It was the same thing with the dogs.
Oh, okay. I get what you're saying.
Right. Yeah. It was a common.
It's like symbiotic, but not really because you're not providing anything to the other one. Or no, like they're
getting you're not getting anything out of them. Like you know, yes, you are getting something out of them.
What was it?
But
I know exactly what you're talking about.
What you're getting from them is like.
Well, isn't that parasitic?
It's not equal.
That's parasitic, right? Because the parasite's taking advantage of you. And you're not doing anything about it.
No, but the shark's getting cleaned by those.
No, the shark could choose to like eat those fishes. Oh, it doesn't
okay.
do that.
It doesn't do it because
it's the shark's bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah. In a way. I mean, it could also like, yes, but it's still an agreement.
Yeah.
You know, it's around the same as us. Like we don't. They get a lot more from us than we do from them.
Mm-hmm. It's uneven symbiotic.
Exactly.
Mm. But just because they're not being parasitic, you know, we let the dogs live was like just like the sharks let those fish eating off them live. It's just
but the difference is that we know that we have them. Parasites can be unknown. Like they can feed off of you. Without any consent.
Yeah.
Right. Which is usually detrimental to the host.
Exactly.
You could argue
but in this sense it's like we know that we're providing for them, you know?
Yeah.
But that's like the only difference there is that we're our awareness, you know, like our consciousness.
Exactly. That's exactly what I mean.
Like
so they're not really
doing this, but
like they are parasites,
but they can still be
but
using
because we allow them to be
psychological-
parasites, because they could be extinct and they could not be parasites anymore. So they're not really parasites.
Well, that's like dog, but like I was thinking more along the lines of like chickens and cows and stuff, which are not pets, but they're useful to us. So, I mean, the amount of chickens, pigs, and cows out
but it's not the same.
outperform humans. Like there's way
that's
more
not
of
the
them
same.
because they're useful to us. You get
But
me?
that's not the same.
No, I know it's not the same thing. I'm just saying that in that of what you're saying, it's just like what I was trying to say is that it's useful, right? They're useful, so
They're
we
not
breed a
useful
lot of them.
anymore. Exactly, but they're not useful anymore. And we never had them useful
cows?
in the sense of eating. No, the cats and dogs.
Oh, cats and dogs.
And etc.
Yeah, cats and dogs are different. Like they're not.
Now we're just going around.
They're
in circles,
useful.
dog.
They're
It's not an
useful.
argument anymore.
They're useful to the fact that we get their affection. You know,
That's
Yes,
what I was
they
saying.
fill in a void.
Yeah, but that's a lot less than
What
surviving.
it used to be. Yeah.
Like they're surviving with us. It's not like they're giving. It's not like we can go a day without food because of our companionship.
Mhm.
You know.
Yeah,
Right.
that's
It's
completely
because
uneven.
it's because we don't mind nurturing them.
Mhm.
Exactly. Not a lot of us, but it's still it's still a responsibility.
Well,
it's still something. You're definitely still giving more to it than it is to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like if you were to weigh what they're giving you to what you're
Way
giving
whether
them.
one could keep you alive and one couldn't.
Yeah, exactly. I completely get you. That's what I was saying before about the like how he said it fills a void. Like what they're providing you is a psychological
Yeah.
thing. I hate saying the word thing, but yeah.
A psychological aid. I understand what you
Yeah, but it's just giving you that. It's not giving you, it's not cleaning you or shit, because you could do all that stuff. You're giving it. It's means to survive.
mean. Yeah.
It's not doing that. To
What
you.
I mean is that the relationship that we have with pets.
But that's what pets are.
It's like it's like an ecosystem.
It is.
It's like an ecosystem compared to a parasite. That a parasite is like.
It's intruding.
It's intruding.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we're letting this happen. Especially another thing that I wanted to touch up before we run out of time is that there's something very interesting about the difference between having a zoo
Mhm.
and having a pet.
Okay. What is that difference?
A lot of people think that zoos, the zoo's cruel because the animals should be free or whatever,
Mhm.
which is understandable. Obviously,
Yeah.
like we see
Like blackfish.
there's but there's also a reason why we have zoos. Like it's mostly for us, obviously.
Yeah, obviously.
Obviously.
Yeah.
But it's not like we have them as pets either. Like we have them caged or whatever.
Right.
And one thing is to get them from the wild and then put them in a cage, which would be immoral if we put like basic human morals into this.
Right.
And the other aspect is like, if you have them inbred there, it's pretty much the ignorance is bliss.
Yeah, I mean.
Scenario.
Oh, like if they were born in it.
Yeah,
it's
just like you said.
different.
Animals that were inbred would most likely come back to their cages because
not inbred. Like, yeah, like they're just.
not inbred.
they were just born
in captivity. Born in captivity.
Yeah.
Right.
If you have animals that are born in captivity, they're most likely gonna. If they get out, they're gonna leave
And explore.
wander
and
and whatever.
Back.
If they don't get shut down,
Right.
and
Yeah.
then shit doesn't happen, and no.
Yeah, because after a while, they understand that they have shelter and food.
Yeah.
They're like, where's food over there?
They're not necessarily tamed,
Mhm.
but they understand that it's a
Everything's provided for
it's
them.
a easier means of survival.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And nowadays with deforestation and environment encroachment,
Mhm.
it's starting to look like most of the endangered animal species are going to be alive mostly in captivity than out in the wild.
Pretty much, yeah.
It's part of the human history. I think like our evolution as a species, because
Just to keep growing and growing.
yeah, because that's what happened with domestication.
I mean, essentially,
Essentially, that's what happened.
we're a very exponential species.
And then at some point, like those species that we have right now in zoos,
Mhm.
we might wanna like control them
yeah.
to the point that we can domesticate them.
Right, we might. Yeah,
I mean, people
and,
try.
be like
and with
that.
evolution,
People try.
also other breeds will arise
Oh yeah, but that comes in time.
But I'm saying because we keep building and building and building.
Yeah.
And just as if that there's a reason why we have dog catchers. That
because they can get wild.
Yeah, not only that, like it's the since they are domesticated, they're not made to live in the wild. So it's more humane to have a dog catcher. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get you.
Like in a way, we messed up. In a way, we messed up with this breed, and we like we made it ours. So now it's our responsibility to like take care of it.
So we put them in the pound, and eventually to be euthanized.
Yeah.
Yeah, because in our eyes, it's more humane than getting killed by whatever it is that is.
Right, and also they can be considered vermin. Going through trash or attacking children in the street.
No, it's a more obviously it's a more controlled way, but if you look at
it's population control. That's why it's important for people to get their animals fixed.
Yeah. Exactly, and then then we're gonna have those animals that are like, for example, bears, that we have them as intruders in our homes, even though like we built on the forests. Then it's gonna be like, oh, the bears are going extinct. Now we're gonna have to have them in captivity, and then that's how the ball goes rolling.
Yeah, that's why we can't look at ourselves as the good guy for keeping species in cages and just saying, oh yeah, they're dying out in the wild. We have a couple living in the captivity. Yeah. We're awesome, we're keeping this species alive. No, it's our fault initially for
dying.
Yeah.
Actually, that goes to something. We're actually living through a mass extinction now. Have you heard of that? That there's been like 5 great mass extinctions or whatever, but this was one of the greatest ones where the humans are killing off constantly. Since the beginning of humanity kind of thing. Yeah. Not like right now, but this whole period we've just been killing, and so a lot of creatures are going extinct because of us, or because of pollution or whatever.
I don't completely disagree with that. Because of adaptation,
we're a factor in it. Like for example, like pollution. When a little turtle has this.
But also remember that the law of evolution also implies that the survival of the fittest, that they also adapt. There are gonna be animals that are gonna be able to adapt.
Yeah,
to us.
But those are the kinds of animals like deer that you see in the city kind of thing. That you're like, what the fuck? Where is
right? No, but our
crows, for example, are
crows
adaptive.
Pigeons.
Yeah.
Pigeons. City.
Because that's pretty. Raccoons. I want to say radical or pretty. I'm gonna use the word speedy. Sort of evolution, they're adapting.
They're adaptable.
They're adaptable to the situation, but evolution, like the by the book evolution, origin of species. Our influence onto the environment is going way faster than what evolution can catch up with. That
does not mean that it cannot happen. Like if you think about it, if we can speculate, insects will be the first ones that would be able to adapt. Insects and plants before mammals and like reptiles and all that shit.
Well, yeah, all the different species have levels because of, for example, reproduction rate. Like for example, mice would be one of the mammals that would, if you were gonna say like could change or adapt. That's why actually they're so adaptable now. They're as city animals and they're vermin.
Right, rats and stuff.
But because like they have generations within like they have how many generations? Like 5 or 6 in a year. Right, where like there's already you have 2 mice and you already have like great grandkids.
But what I mean by this point
is
they
have a faster
there can be species that like we're not gonna be leader of the world forever. Like there's gonna be something that's gonna be that might be bigger because of adaptation.
Oh,
either that or we kill off the planet.
That takes my mind to like a much broader form of elitism. Like it was insects. Then what was it? Reptiles, and now mammals.
Yeah.
And
mammals are really
I think the next one would be octopus, like cephalopods. Like one of them would be able to grow some kind of lungs, like they could live outside.
Now, dude.
And little by little, they would grow.
Hey, I could see that.
Imagine crab people.
No, imagine. Hey, I think both of yours are pretty valid. Imagine the human race taking itself out through nuclear holocaust.
Yeah.
And the depths being unimpacted. Maybe some radiation, but that radiation might
influences mutation.
Mutation. And over time, evolution plays its hand, and then octopi, cephalopods, or crabs, crustaceans.
Or crabs.
They start,
and crabs are already outside of the water. So.
Exactly. They're
they're
amphibious.
This
so
is the theory of crab.
Exactly. This is just a major theory onto the future apex.
The next apex.
Who will be the next alpha?
And our ancestors will be their pets.
Yeah.
Like in a Fantastic Planet.
And another thing, what if like
watch that movie
right before finishing it, this could be something to think about actually.
Oh, something to think about.
Yeah, something to think about. If you as a human being as conscious as you are, become a pet of another species, and if you had the power to kill yourself, would you?
What
I mean, if you're being spoiled well enough. I don't think you would, unless you had like
being conscious enough to be like, I'm trapped, like I don't have a freedom.
I mean,
is this happening already?
Whoa, by the big hand,
by the elite.
I think if time were to pass on that far into the future and we're the minions or pets of a future ruling elite, I think we would have been dumbed down. Just like we manipulate,
like what's happening now.
Just like we manipulate the future generations of pets, dogs and such. Mm-hmm. I think those future elites would be manipulating us to be more docile,
yeah.
and less aware.
Yeah, that would make sense. That would make a lot of sense.
Well,
either that, or we will become extinct.
But like that, like the little. I mean, it's hard for like humans to just wipe completely. Like some people will live here and there, and they can.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. With the consciousness that we have,
but the octopus.
Would we try to fight back? Would we try to have with the consciousness that we have? Would we try to fight back?
Oh.
But then, if you think about it, this is the level of consciousness that we have. The whatever would be keeping us a pet, and maybe even now has an even higher consciousness.
Maybe it could have. Or I could have a less.
Like the worm on the sidewalk.
You know how for example,
for
example, we in a way would be God's pets. Uh-huh. Like if the world was like a plant, for example, which it would be, like the seed was the Big Bang, and then now came all these things, and he has like a zoo of different planets with different like beings. He, she, it, you know, and that generation has its own pets. Like our universes, our huge thing of universe is like their TV to them.
Whoa, it's like that South Park episode where Earth is just
a human zoo.
It's just a show.
Earth is just a big show that they threw all the different species from different planets in. Like there's a lion planet, there's a bear planet.
There's a Mexican's planet.
There's a Mexican planet. And they got a little bit of everything and they put it onto one planet and see what would happen.
What wacky combination, dude. Yeah. The way they would advertise it.
Yeah. The number one show in the universe.
You guys are stars.
Earth.
And then humans is like...
Right.
So, that also puts into the hand, see, you are the middle of the universe.
You're center. Rick and Morty did it with the episode, and also read the book Slaughterhouse 5. There's a human zoo in it too.
Oh my god, we're already running out of time.
Bacon 3333.
Woo! Leon, Ozzy, and
like us on Facebook, or actually now you can love it, right? You can love it.
Show some love.
Like us on YouTube.
Maybe a wow.
We're on SoundCloud also, and we're on Tumblr,
iTunes.
Oh, we're also on iTunes.
Leave a comment.
Reviews, comments, reviews, feedback, whatever you. Anything
make
helps.
The show make itself and make beautiful love.
Help us help you.
We do this for you. You tell us what you think.
Yeah.
Also do it for us. Nothing. No Adidas.
Let this be some sort of.
No, there's no such as Adidas in this world.
We're also really bad at saying goodbye.
Right.
Yeah.
We just work.
It's strung out at this point.
We hope that we haven't paused the video after this.
Like we do with our pets.
Before this.
Let this be a symbiosis of love.
I liked it. That was beautiful. I don't know how many people are seeing this end.
Let's see.
Are you guys even watching?
No. This could get pretty meta.
Alright. We have to end this now.
Then maybe we'll just stare into the camera.
We love you guys.
We love you.